how's it going today? Well, I started out for the shop, haven't made it there yet. Went and talked to a buddy about the Monte Carlo SS. That's going to be a hell of a job. Now, she's not rotted out, but there's a couple of spots on the T-top that need to be fixed. And, well, just had a friend come down and help me get the motor, grab the motor to it. And you guys, Chevy guys out there, I'm going to give you a block number of 3834810. Tell me what that is. All I know, I'm pretty sure it is not a 350. It is the older block. I'm thinking a 283, 327. That'd be way too sweet if it ended up being a 302 Chevy, but can't remember the 302 Chevy number right off the hand. All they said is the motor ran hard. Obviously, it is not the original motor that Monte SS, because it's an 85. But I do know it's a late 60s, early 70s motor, because it's got that extra breather hole that's cast back there by the distributor. I'm guessing 283, 327. So by the time I get home, I'll know, but you'll know by the end of this video, I'm sure, if I remember. But yep, buddy already took off with the motor, and then the guy had another tiller for me to fix, so at least it's a small one. It's not another huge one. So, yeah, I wanted to get to the farm. Oh, and then, you know, I got to file fit the rings, and I just can't stand the price for those file filters for rings. That's what started it. So, save some money. I called the machine shop and said, hey, let me borrow one. He said, yeah, I got a couple of homemade ones. He says, you can borrow one. And you know, that's one of those projects. It's so freaking simple, but at the time you can't get your head twisted around on it. Well, I'll show you guys when I get to the farm. Well, actually, here, it's laying on here on the floorboard. Yeah, so simple. I was like, once I seen it, I'm like, oh my god, so simple, simple. So I'll probably build me one or two myself. So told him on how tight the ring gaps were. He's like, yeah, that's a little too tight on that MG. He said, now if they drove it for 7,000 miles and never got on it, we'd probably be okay. But he said, yeah, but you got to loosen those. So that little file filter is what started my running today. So we'll get back, and I know the heads that are on this motor are of oh god, what the, they're off of 283, and I bet you they're either going to be 520 castings, what was the 520 or something. And if they're the 520s, I know what I've got. They were basically double humps without being the double humps. So they said this thing ran hard. So I guess we'll get to the farm, and you seen it had a Weiland intake on it. The only thing we couldn't find right now was the front fenders and the carburetor, but otherwise all the interior. This car is stripped all the way down. The frame was very nice looking, very nice. There's no rot on the frame for that age car. Rear quarters, from what I could see, appear to be fine. It's weird that it got the rust up by the T-top, but I think they had a problem with that in those cars. Which, small minor repair panels, that. So, hey, going to have to add on to the shop if I would keep wanting to do this stuff. And that's, I kind of see why some older guys, as they get older, if you worked in the salvage industry, and as you get older, you like to save a few of them instead of, I look back on all the cars we've crushed over the years working in the salvage yard and what I crushed on the farm. There were some damn nice cars that were destroyed. I mean, we look back now and those were simple fixes, but yet we trashed them. So And I've heard some other old car guys, as they got older, they wanted to repair a few and save a few from the crusher for a while. I know, it's inevitable, everything's going to get crushed someday. Everything will be destroyed. So, I don't know who that was. But anyway, but you never know. You never know. Buddy's Ranger was almost too tall, but we got her. Oh, ouch! Feet are hurting. They let me borrow their engine stand because I really didn't have anything else to put it on because I don't have those other two done. So they let me borrow this. And you guys heard me on the video say, I wonder if these are 520 heads. Well, guess what? Right there. Hope I get a light. Let's shed a little light on the subject. Yes, I haven't got to the MG yet. I might have to start spending nights out here. There you go, 388 for 520. What these 520s are, they've got the same like chamber as your double humps, your camelbacks, but usually a smaller valve. And there you go, 3834810. And there's that extra metal I was talking about. That was usually on the 327s. This is where it gets interesting. Nobody knows where this motor came from. And here is an old race car trick that we were doing, and it's on the wrong side. When we were running these 283 heads in there, some of us guys figured out there was enough meat there you could drill in for your alternator bracket. Your mount for your alternator, you could put that. Well, whoever put the heads on, put it on backwards. It should have been right up here. So this motor's been rebuilt. But here's where it gets interesting. In all the years I've worked on Chevys, all the years, I've never seen a timing mark like this. Never. What even is more interesting, look at what that so-called harmonic balancer is. There is no rubber. And some of you guys are going out there, aha, we know what that came out of. And look at here, there's some extra cast iron here. And I bet you everybody's going, what do you mean you know what that came out of? Something like this with that balancer used to drive farm implements. And there was one manufacturer that used GM motors in their combines. Can anybody name that company? And can anybody name that company? Let you think for a second. Farm equipment. Gleaner combines used to use the V8 Chevys and the inline Chevy motors in their combines. They were strictly GM. And since that has no rubber in that harmonic balancer, that motor may be internally balanced. And the guy that had this SS said this motor ran hard. Well, as we get into that motor one of these days, I'll show you. It's got the same chambers, and unless somebody... And I found out where the car come out of, and where it come out of, there was a lot of race car drivers over there. And seeing that bolt hole in the head like that tells me somebody probably gave up racing and pulled their motor out and stuck it in that car. And the only other guy that I seen that ran something similar like that, and he got his motors claimed at the racetrack, he was running a 327 with a real small harmonic balancer, or otherwise he was breaking the outer ring off and just left the center hub to mount the pulley to, and then balanced the motor accordingly. That 327 that he... And he had quite a few of those claimed. But I'm still going, it's either a 283 or 327. And since I went into the combines, and I know people are going out there argue, very, very, very few of those Gleaner combines had 4-bolt 327s. Yes, 4-bolt 327s. But what they done is they used a 350 block that was a 4-bolt main and put the 327 guts in it. That's all you got to do to have a 4-bolt main 327. They're both 4-inch bores, and you transfer all the guts from the 327 into a 350 block, you still got a 327. So yes, people have argued there's never been a manufactured 4-bolt main 327. Yes and no. So it's going to be interesting to find out what's in that. And we took out a spark plug and took the camera and I looked through physically. It does have complete flat tops in it. So I don't know. And it does have a regular 350 turbo to go behind this. The car, okay, you guys seen the brown Monte Carlo. Brown Monte Carlo is stripped down pretty good. So's the SS. But the SS has 4 doors, 4 pieces of window glass, 2 hoods, the trunk lid, the complete nose is all there. Whether or not all the correct fasteners are there or now or not, I don't know. It's going to be a big model car kit is what this car is going to end up being. Passenger side front of the T-top, it's got a rust hole in it, but look down the rest of the pillar, don't look bad. Driver side floor pan, you can see where somebody put a homemade patch in there, no big deal. And driver side looks like it's got surface rust on there, but it's not through for the T-top. So yes, I need to figure out how to get a bigger building and get a car rotisserie built, because that Monte Carlo is going to have to go on a rotisserie and get the body work done. And the frame is not rotted. Brand new tires on the car. I mean, it's so yes. And the car hasn't been down that long. There was a younger gentleman that started on it, had high dreams, and then he found another SS that didn't need any work, so well, he walked away from. It's the maroon on maroon interior with buckets, console, everything. It's going to be a project car. It's going to take a while. And it'll never be a numbers matching car. Original motor and tranny, long, who knows, long gone. So anyway, I'm kind of interested. So it's going to be a temptation for me to stay away from that motor, because I'd like to know what's in that. And I'm going to call it's probably a 2-bolt main, just because of that age. It was very rare to find a 4-bolt with that extra casting back there by the distributor. It does happen, but like I said, if this did come out of a Gleaner combine, we don't know. And it's got that aftermarket Weiland intake and those aftermarket, well, I think are aftermarket Chevy bow tie valve covers. Let's see. Those. So anyway, hey, guess what? Until I get that Monte Carlo S built and ready to go, no set letting a set of brand new tires sit around and dry rot, huh? Know where I'm going with that, don't you guys? Don't you? Yeah, maybe next summer. May not be the prettiest looking Camaro running around, but at least I'd have good tires on it, get the last of the brakes fixed, and we could be cruising around in that car next summer. I don't care if it's finished or not. It'll be good enough for us to go cruising. Yeah. Unless I win the lotto, then it'll be stripped down and then, yeah. So, and that's something else too. With our lotto being so big, people don't go overboard and spend beyond what you can. I spend $3 to $6. That's it. It only takes one ticket to win. So, anyway, I gotta figure out what I want to do. I don't know if I want to get working on this MG because I don't know what's going on the last few nights. 6, 7 o'clock, I'm starting to doze off. And I don't want another motor tore down around here. Been a while since we ran a motor on the test stand. I mean, we could fire that sucker up and see how well it does run. It sounds. I don't know. We'll have to see. Have to see. Maybe that's... Oh, this is where I miss my buddy once in a while. I got a tiller, I got that air compressor, I got that generator to test fire and run again. This guy sent home another tiller. I got this incubator. Alright. Yeah. T02I5DE. And we look the rest there. There are no VIN numbers on this block. No VIN numbers right there. That means this is an implement block. And check this out. Right here on your small block Chevys, usually that's drilled out so you can put it for motor mounts. Or this top bolt here, you take that out and you can put it in and put a longer bolt in and it holds the fuel pump rod while you change the fuel pump. But that's not machined. Interesting. Let's see. And since this is cast different than normal, I don't know if I want to find the date code or not, but I'm going to kind of look here. I'll be back. February 10th of 1966 is this motor, and there it is, all cleaned up. So, February 10th, this is a 66. 66 what? We don't know for sure at this time. The heads, date code is L14 of 5. So that's, okay, L14. L14. I know you guys are out there going, ah, we know what that is. Okay, November of 65, so those would classify as 66 heads. Wow, real close. So, it is possible the heads were made before the block. Possible. But, you don't know how bad it's killing me to stay away from that motor. I'm ready to rip the intake off and take the heads off, but I better not. I got enough projects started. We got to finish them. So, if I didn't do the rest of this, I guess people, let me know what you think this motor is. I'm pretty sure it came out of like a combine or something like that now, because there's no VIN number on the block and it wasn't machined off. It only had the lettering. So I don't know what the hell I just brought home. I really don't. Anyway, I gotta decide what I'm going to do. Part of me is getting tired. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Anyhow, alright.